friends are in trouble. What are you going to do about it?
You don't want any part of this.
Spider-Man: Far From Home was directed by John Watts, and once again stars Tom Holland as Spider-Man. This movie I was pretty excited for, but within the last few days, I've actually been getting more and more excited because I was curious to see how the MCU would kick off after Endgame. I'm happy to say that this movie was a ton of fun. Also, what is kind of cool is I've been into movies for at least 2.5 years, which isn't like a long time, so what's cool is I got to see Spider-Man Homecoming opening night in the theater, and I get to see Spider-Man Far From Home opening day in the theater, because, you know, I really don't get the chance to see, like, the first movie and the second movie in the theater for, like, the last few years, if you know what I mean. Alright, enough blabbing, let's just start this review. There's so much things that I liked about this movie, so let's just get right into it. Right off the bat, performances. Tom Holland is excellent as Spider-Man. In Homecoming, I really liked him, but in this movie, I'm like, Tom Holland is awesome. He's, like, really good in these movies. I think he's better in this than he was in, like, Endgame and Infinity War. I don't know, I just thought his performance was great, and Jake Gyllenhaal is excellent in this movie, and all the other actors and actresses in this movie are awesome. This movie also has some really well done emotional scenes, without getting into spoilers or anything, because, like, I have to get into spoilers to get, like, really in depth with some scenes, but they hit the emotion, like, perfectly with some scenes in this movie that I just felt it, like, you know, it hit me emotionally, and that's what I want to see in a lot of movies, or, like, you know, at least comic book movies, some emotion, unlike Captain Marvel earlier this year. This movie actually has the emotion, and it has, like, you know, you feel like the conflict of this movie, and you're like, how is he gonna, like, get through all this? And that's something I love about, like, this movie as well. This movie also has a more focused narrative, which is good because you see things untie as they go on, and you're really, like, on Spider-Man's, like, you know, you really feel like you're discovering, like, all these things, and, you know, you're, like, figuring out, like, the conflict and, like, all this stuff as the movie goes on. And, you know, you really don't know how, like, he's gonna get out of some things in this movie, which is, like, a big plus. Everything also seems to go wrong in this movie, which is, a big thing in the Spider-Man movies. Well, not just Spider-Man, but, like, there's a lot of movies that, like, everything just seems like it's going wrong, and then, you know, they somehow, like, I don't know. I don't want to get into spoilers or anything, but I like how this movie did it. The action in this movie is also, like, really good. It could have been more distinctive, like, you know, it could have been more memorable like it was in Endgame. Endgame had, like, you know, something about its action that was, like, I don't know, like, unique. This movie has some unique action, though, but I feel like it could have used a little bit more of it. The comedy hit well for me. There's some really funny scenes in this movie, and this is a big thing. Without getting into spoilers, there's something I've been wanting to happen for forever, and you know, it finally, like, I finally got it. I'm happy. I really want to talk about it, but I can't right now. So let's get into some flaws, because there is flaws with this movie. It's not perfect, so yeah. There's some plot holes regarding how Peter Parker is never even caught as Spider-Man, even though he has his mask off in public, like, you know, a lot. And I think that happened a few times during Homecoming, but it happens in, like, the first act during this movie, like, a lot. And I'm like, it's 2019, but I think this movie takes place in, like, I guess 5 years after 28, so that's, like, I think this movie takes place in 2023 then. But yeah, still, somebody probably would have noticed, like, with all, like, security cameras and, like, people on their phones and stuff, you would have expected, like, somebody to see, but whatever. And no spoilers at all, but there's two things at the end of this movie which that bothered me. I'll talk about that in a spoiler review. And man, I really can't talk right now. I'm sorry about this. But yeah, those are my flaws with the movie. I'll mainly, like, go over this movie again in a spoiler review. And man, there's really stuff I want to talk about, but In this review, I just wanted to get my thoughts out, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Spider-Man Far From Home was a great experience. I did like it quite a bit more than Homecoming, because it just did a lot of things better. I'll give Spider-Man Far From Home a B+. I didn't review Homecoming when I first saw it because I wasn't doing reviews on this channel at the time, but if you want to know my grade for that movie, it's a B. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Look forward to more reviews very soon, plus a spoiler review for this movie. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.